Hey guys, am I too loud?
Hey guys.
How you guys doing? We're here filming our relationship video. We were supposed to do it a while ago, but we didn't get a chance to get around to it. So hopefully you guys can hear us. We're trying not to speak so loud. Because the kids are sleeping. And this is basically the only time that we get to do this because he's always working and, you know, the kids are always around and up and stuff like that. So we just wanted to film it and just kind of give you guys a little idea. Am I taking too long?
No, yeah, I just want you to do this.
He's checking my juice. We just want to give you guys just a little background, you know, of who we are, how we met, how he chased me down. And, you know, just to tell you guys a little bit about ourselves, because we've been vlogging for a while, and, you know, you guys don't really know too much about us, how we met, besides our family. So, yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get started. You want to start off on how we met?
Okay.
You can start.
I just like to listen to you, baby. I just want to bask in your ambiance. That's points right there. That's how you get points, fellas. Gotta bask in her ambiance.
He's so crazy. Well, we met in college, actually. We were in the same business class, but at different periods. And just one day, I'm normally a tomboy, and I had on my jeans, you know, my headscarf and everything like that. You know, back in the days, how we roll. And I was coming out of the business class, the same class. I think it was business law, right? And I was coming out of business law class, and he was going to the class. And I was going down the hill, he was coming up, and I had my headphones over my ears, and he was just walking up to me, and, you know, he was like, hi, excuse me, how are you? And I'm like, I'm good, I'm okay. And he was like, my name is Michael. What else did you say? My name is Michael.
I asked you your name.
And and I told him what my name was. And then he asked me, he was like, so you're Chris? And I finished.
No, I said, do you go to church?
Yeah, do you go to church? That's what, yeah. He asked me, do you go to church? And I said, yes. And then, yeah, you did ask me if I was a Christian too.
After that.
Yeah, he was like, so are you a Christian?
Maybe I should just tell the story.
Yeah, tell him the story.
Let me tell the story, because you're just messing the whole thing up. I was walking up the hill, and she was coming down the hill, and I saw her, and I said, you know, hello, you know, my name is Michael, you know, what's your name? She said, Shoshana. Then I said, so you go to church? She was like, yeah, I go to church. I said, so you're a Christian? Trying to lead her on to finish the sentence. She said, Chen? I said, oh, you're a Christian? She said, yes. But let me backtrack my side of the story.
He was chasing me. Stalker.
I still stalk you, girl. Wow. Oh my gosh. It's late. It's late. So anyway, I like to consider myself a praying man. So I was praying, asking God for a mate, you know. And it's gonna sound crazy, a little spooky, but it's the truth. I remember my brother and I, we went to Brooklyn Tabernacle, outside of Brooklyn Tabernacle, on 14th Street and First Avenue in Manhattan. They had like a prayer booth outside, and it was like, do you need prayer? And the guy was like, can I pray for you? Can I pray for you? I was like, what the heck? We just came from church. I could take another prayer. Can't never hurt. So he's like, what do you want to pray for? I was embarrassed. Like, I was like, my girlfriend? He's like, what, you want to say it a little louder? I can't hear you. I was like, come on, man. I was like, a girlfriend? He's like, oh, girlfriend. Okay, yeah, that's a good thing to pray for. He's all loud and everything. I'm like, dang, dude, keep it down. Like, it's not like I want people to know that I can't get a girlfriend or something like that. So he prayed, and I promise you, I tell you the truth, that night I went home, I went to sleep. In my dream, God showed me a dream, and he showed me her face, and he told me to ask her if she was a Christian. And basically he showed me that that was my wife. Now that sounds crazy. So the next day I'm walking to school, I'm talking to myself, And I'm like, this she gonna think I'm crazy. She gonna think I'm nuts. I'm walking down the street, people looking at me like, he ain't wrapped too tight. He is not wrapped too tight. And so I'm just walking down the street talking like, she think I'm crazy. She gonna think I'm nuts. So finally my heart's beating out my chest. Do. And I see her coming down the hill, and I go up the hill. I'm like, excuse me, how you doing? My name is Mike. And she looked at me. She was like, hey, my name is Shoshana, blah, blah, blah. And so by the time I asked her about this, she go to church. And I knew, and when she said yes, I knew that God had actually spoken to me and showed me that vision. And I knew where it was leading to. And I was like, oh, God. And so the next day, I think, I saw you again.
Wait, first of all, the next day after we spoke, after we met, the initial meet, first of all, let's rewind back to that very same day, because I could not get this dude out of my head. First of all, I got home and I was just like, oh my gosh, he's so handsome, he's so cute. I couldn't get him out of my head. Now, mind you, I was wearing like my sneakers, I had on my Timbs and my jeans and, just a baggy shirt or whatever. Because I wasn't really interested in any guys or whatever on campus. I just wanted to go to school, do what I had to do, and get home. So I got home and I was like, ooh, I gotta go to school the next day and I gotta look hot. You know what I mean? I gotta keep it fresh.
You gotta look cute.
Gotta look cute. Just in case I, see him again. Because I've never seen him up until that point. But I was just like, man, I hope I run into him again and again and again. But you can't show that, ladies. You just gotta be cool about it. So I went home, and I think it was the Wednesday, the Monday.
11 years we talking. Well, 14 years you talking.
I think it was a Monday. I didn't have class on Tuesday, and the Wednesday, I came back to school, and my hair was nicely permed, and I had on a nice tight pants and shirt and everything like that. And I was like, oh, I'm looking hot, feeling myself, you know what I mean? And fantabulous. Anyway, we seen each other again inside the building where our business class was. And he was heading to class and I was heading out of class, and we sort of met each other in that little corridor space. And we were talking, and he asked me for he invited me to a concert, a Hezekiah Walker concert, and I've never been to a concert, so I was like, oh, yeah, that sounds cool, whatever. So we were swapping numbers and everything like that.
She gave me a home phone, a cell phone, her work number. What else you gave me? Email. I was like, well, dang, okay, she's interested.
I wanted to make sure that he could get in contact with me. Because I was going to school full-time and I was working full-time, so I was never really home. So I wanted to make sure that he had all the numbers that he could get in contact with me. But that very same day, I got home and I got to work actually, and I called his house and his mom picked up the phone, and she was the sweetest thing on the phone. She was like, hi, how are you? I was like, oh my gosh, I'm talking to his mother. So stupid, y'all. Just so giddy. And she was just like, he's not here right now. He's at work. So I was just like, okay, he got a job, right? He got a job. You know what I mean? But from there, we kind of we started talking on the phone. And actually at the time, I was in a relationship. But I didn't want to be in the relationship anymore. It was getting old, it was getting stale. He was in another state. I just couldn't do the long distance relationship, and we were going into two separate directions. And so I was praying at the time. I was just like, Lord, I want a man that is like you, that has your heart, that loves you first, and then would, love me, take care of me, encourage me, be there for me and stuff, and we can walk hand in hand, and I made a list of the things that I wanted in this person, and God gave me just about everything that I wanted and more. in a soulmate. I mean, it's to the T, like really to the T. Everything that was on my list. And it sounds cliche, but it's the absolute truth. Like, I truly believed that what I was putting down on the paper is what I was going to get, you know, and I did. I got that. And
Hallelujah. Glory.
you know, and from there, I mean, we were talking on the phone for hours at a time, just like midnight into the wee hours of the morning, just talking 5-6 hours on
Falling
the phone.
asleep on the phone. Hang up. No, you hang up. Hang up. You just fall asleep on the phone. You just hear snoring. I was like, you sleep? No, I'm not asleep. I'm up. I'll fall asleep on the phone. You wake up in the morning, you hear dial tone. Like, oh my gosh.
It's true. We were just talking all the time. Like, we always had something to talk about. And
Even if it was nothing.
You know, and a couple of times we were on the phone talking, and then finally he was just like, hey, so listen, you know, you need to call this guy and tell him, like, that's it. And at first I was like, wait a minute, you know, who do you think he is telling me what to do? But he was absolutely right. He was like, you need to call him and tell him, like, listen, that's it, you know, I'm here, basically. So I was like, all right. So we hung up the phone, and I told him, I said, I'll call you back. Hung up the phone. And I called the other guy, and I told him, I said, hey, listen, you know, this is not going to work out. It's best that we, you know, just be friends. And ended the conversation right there. Got back on the phone, called him, and we were just talking like nothing happened. We were just talking on the phone, and it was just so easy to talk to him. Like, he is such a good listener, and I'm a talker, you know, and so it was
As you can see. Talk, listen.
It was so easy for me to just talk to him about everything. Like, I think he knew all about who I am as a person in about a week.
A lot of stuff I knew, but you always could grow.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. But I mean, he knew a lot about me. And I knew a lot about him because we were talking all the time. And we were inseparable. Like, I would go to the city to see him. He would come, you know, to my parents' house to see me. And we were just going back and forth, courtship. And so we had our first date in the library. We were studying